Welcome back to Frequency Intuitive. If you are new here, come on in, come on down to Card Reading Town. We're doing a love reading, y'all. You may be like, what? Why? When? Where? Who? Because I don't usually do those. But I've been meditating on it and some new information. We've got some new information coming through. Apparently, the reason I'm feeling called to do a love reading and the reason you may be called here today and the reason you may be having love on the brain, which if you're like me is very unusual for yourself, it could be always love on the brain, depends what type of love we're talking about. But what I received in my meditation was basically what's going on in the collective right now. We need to bring the love in, y'all. We need to bring the love in. That's as simple as I can say it. And for some of us, the fastest way from point A to B to hold that frequency of love, even though love comes in so many different forms, love is a frequency. And for a lot of us, romantic love is the most comfortable frequency for us to activate. For some of us, it's super uncomfortable. But for a lot of the collective, we are so already socially conditioned, blah, 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 with romantic love and to expect it and to want it and to whatever. You don't have to. You do you. Follow your own path. I'm just saying the reason I'm doing a love reading today, that I didn't connect those dots before, which is why I kind of never do love readings, because I kind of feel like it's like, I don't know. I'm wrong, but I'm telling you I'm wrong. But what I would think is I don't really think it's as important as, what do you need to know right now, or something really important for your soul or your spirit or something like this. And then, like I said, I received this information in meditation, a download about what could be more important than more people feeling drawn into partnership, having a point of focus, whether it's a romantic partner, this can be a pet, this can be a friend. You can feel love in all sorts of ways, passion for what you do. But in this reading, we're focusing on romantic love. And the reason why you may be being called to that when you never felt that way before is because a lot of us are being called as light workers or as just earth angels or just as the collective who are here to help, support, lift the frequency on the planet because it's never needed it more. And the fastest way to do that is to shine your love. Turn your love light bulb on, okay? That's all I'm saying. We're getting into this reading. So pile 1, there's really unique specific energies that came out with this that I'm reading in the cards. I'm super excited for you to find your voice here. Pile 1, we have the Desert Rose. Shout out to my lovely viewer. You know who you are, who told me which one this was. The name of this crystal. And the Knight of Inspiration card. This is the Muse Tarot. So this is the Knight of Wands in a traditional deck. This is what they look like. Pile 2. Queen of Voices, which is the Queen of Swords with these beautiful ravens around her, and this Moonstone Hamza. Pile 3 with the Tower, card 16, and this Jade and Quartz Cloud. If you're like me, you love a tower. I love a tower. Love the Tower card. Pile 4, card 0 with the Fool and this Moonstone Lotus Flower crystal. Oh, I can't wait to get into this. It just feels so like new and unknown, and there's stuff to dive into, and there's layers, there's an onion, there's vibes, there's energy, there's information. So I could not be happier to be here and happier for you. We're going to find out what is next in love for you. And I mean that in the most authentic, big picture way. like for your life, for, like I said, for what that means for your frequency raising, for what that means to be in that energy of love, for what it's going to look like in your life. And you can take it or you can leave it. You have completely free will. These are just energies that I'm going to tune into and intuitively read. And if you resonate with one of them, then that could be something that your heart and soul is calling you towards. Okay, I will see you in your group, and take your time. Pile 1, you have the Knight of Inspiration, the Knight of Wands card with the Desert Rose crystal that kind of mimics this fireworks I just noticed behind this horse here. It actually is almost giving circus vibes. Originally I thought this horse was outside, but it kind of could be like it's in some sort of ring. Its hair's on fire with flames. It could be fire energy here. So let's see, or that could be what's coming in. But let's see what's going on, what's next for you in love. I just want to make sure, yeah, the microphone is not in the shot. All right, where are we going with this? Because I usually have a rhythm to my cards, but I just feel like doing something a little bit different. So I'm going to follow my intuition and let's find out what is next for you in love, what is coming in on a possible timeline. Whether or not you choose to go down that timeline is completely up to you. Okay, you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo coming up. So we could have some self-worth, self-love themes going on here. Could be Virgo energy coming in, or you could be Virgo. If you are a Virgo, I would say definitely a message here for you, but these cards have different astrological signs on them, so they don't always mean that. Oh, 3 cards came out here. Okay. The energy is gaining momentum. Okay, so with the Knight of Inspiration, if you're familiar with the Knight of Wands, that is fast-moving energy. All the Knights are fast, except the Pentacle Knight. He's a little bit slow, but the the Knights are faster than the other suits. It typically means fast-moving information coming in, or fast-moving energies coming in, actions. If this could be someone pursuing you heavily, this could be a situation you're already in. We're going to get into the energy, something that's approaching you, something that you're kind of like in the talking stages of, but definitely that there's big time fast-moving energy here, because you have waxing moon with the energy is gaining momentum, and you already have this horse kind of bursting through. Could be Cancer energy here. I'm not sure how I'm connecting that to the horse, but I think maybe the Chariot card represents Cancer energy, and a new start is coming. Okay, with an exclamation point. Don't overlook the punctuation, because the punctuation is key, and that could be relevant to somebody for some reason. You could be texting with someone and they're showing, I'm seeing like punctuation might matter for some reason. We'll just put that there. Okay, let's see what else. Soulmates. Okay, well, that came out quick. I'm not taking any reversals in this reading, by the way. I should have told you that at the beginning. I just want a nice clean spread, so that's the way that I'm intending for them to come out, and that's the way that we will be reading them today. Woo! And to the sea. Okay. I'm not sure why I felt like this was going to come out earlier when I was meditating. I did see like a little bit of like journey stuff. This could be read as the 7 of Cups. Which I believe is about moving on into fresh energies. But that's what I see here with the new start is coming. So if this resonates for you, I would say so far we have a situation where potentially either recently or in your past you left or are moving on from some sort of romantic situation that didn't work out, that didn't turn out. It could have left you with feelings of, am I good enough? Or you could have been which of course you are, like without a question. I'm just saying you could have been thinking this in your head. Is there something wrong with me? Because this you are good enough card came out first, kind of anchoring the reading in self-worth and self-love, and reminding you of that, of your beauty, of your inner beauty, of your external beauty. So it's possible that something that you have walked away from or are have released, left you with those questions and concerns. Did I do something wrong? What was what was wrong with me? Why didn't it work out? Why can't I make it work? Now, fast forward here into the middle and the right side of the pile, which I read as current and energy coming in, you have a new start is coming. So walking away from something new is coming in. It's fast moving, the energy is gaining momentum, and it's your soulmate. So, I mean, I'm happy that we're doing a love reading, because otherwise this would have been about love regardless, because I don't really know how else I could read this. So I don't know how you feel about that. You're going to have to let that sit with you. For some of you, you may feel trepidatious. You may feel nervous. I don't know if I want a new start coming in. I don't know if I'm ready for fast moving energy. And for some of you, you may be like, yes, bring it on. I'm ready to meet my person. I'm ready to meet my penguin who has the key to the lock on my heart. Penguins could be significant for some of you. So let's see what else is coming out here. So this is good. I mean, I like fast moving energy. If you like fast moving energy, but let's find out solitude. Yeah. Okay. I was with the Hermit. So card 9, which is September, which I always get Hermit energy. I think this is the Hermit card in this deck. So you could be currently in a period of solitude or coming out of a period of solitude. You could be a little bit nervous about this, because when we do typically, hopefully, I mean, not hopefully, but sometimes it's healthy to take a break in between, you know, if you've moved on from something, and self-reflect and things like this. It doesn't always work out that way, but if it does, great. So you could be in that period where you've done a lot of healing. You've done a lot of, they're just seeing this tower behind her. You may have also been drawn to that tower pile. I'm just getting, but you could have been coming out of a period of self-reflection in which, yeah, foundations of achievement. This is 4 of Wands, baby. 4 of Wands. This is a happy family card. There's going to be stability here with this new person coming in. For some of you, I am getting that it was a marriage that you left or walked away from, or some sort of higher level of commitment, like you were living together or something like this, because I do see that that's something that is in your energetic vortex that you want. You do want that stability, you do want that person, but you might have been a little bit scared off by the situation that happened. I'm not really sure. It's a mixed bag here about where you're currently energetically at. Some of you are like, listening with one ear, like you haven't even made that internal decision yet if you're open to love, and some of you are ready and you're like, yes, please. I've been looking for this, I've been hoping for this, I've been wishing for this, I'm ready. Let's see what else the cards have to say today. It's really interesting that there's 2 Virgo cards here though, because this Solitude is the Hermit card. So it's possible that you and your person that you have in mind or that you're going to meet are both Virgos. If you're not, don't worry. This is a general reading. This is just a message for some people. Or it's possible that the person you just stepped away from was a Virgo, or you both were Virgos. Envy coming out. Okay, card 20. Put that over there. For some of you, I'm getting like, this is a very minor, like a 10% card coming out here. It kind of came out in like a gray tone, even though it kind of is a gray tone. But this is like, I always see this as the grass is greener card. So for some of you, you're looking at your friends, you're looking at other people. And I feel like envy is really like just a disruptive word. I don't think that it's not a harmonious word. A lot of people have super strong reservations for envy, but if you read it as the grass is greener card, which is very natural to look at your friends, to look around strangers in the street and be like, why am I the only person, who doesn't have this love, who doesn't have this partnership, who doesn't have this stability, who doesn't have their soulmate yet? It just came up like in my mind. If you are with somebody, I really get this as a new relationship. It could be a returning person, but I don't feel like this is a relationship you're currently in, because this is about what's next in love, but you could technically be currently with somebody. Let me just read it quick and see because that came up in my mind. It's a new start is coming. So that's making me feel like it's new, obviously. That would make anyone think that. That would make a grasshopper think that if a grasshopper was doing this reading. But in case you are here and you're in a relationship, it's because I feel like there's like a 1% energy here that's asking this question. This would be indicating this relationship is going to be re-enlivened, a new start within the relationship, fresh new energy coming into the relationship, passion coming back, that it would be indicating this person is your soulmate and that you are going to build a strong future with them. And it's quite possible that if things aren't progressing, you've been wondering if you're good enough, or why the person hasn't, if you want marriage proposed, or why the person hasn't agreed to commitment or something like this. For some of you with this too, the C card, it could be travel. It could be that someone's away, someone's, had to leave for work. You could be on vacation when you meet this person. Oh, well, okay, wow. Oh, man holding a heart. Well, okay. In case we weren't sure if this was a love reading. So not gender specific, man holding a heart or woman holding a heart, card 45 coming out. So there's an offer of love. Someone is going to be coming to you, this night of inspiration, whether it's male, female, whatever gender, not gender specific at all. Excuse me, my throat chakra, whoo. It was like a bubble in my throat. That's very strange. I see, yeah, because you have all tied up. Someone's a little bit nervous too, because I'm really getting that with this figure on the card. This card can have different meanings, but I'm getting that someone's tongue-tied, because at the same time my throat chakra like kind of did a belly flip, if that's possible, belly flop in my throat, like kind of like your voice catching in your throat. And I see that whoever this person is, even though they have this fast-moving night energy, it could take them a little bit to open up and express what they want to say. If that's someone who's in your field, that could be why they could be very nervous around you and feel like tongue-tied. Or this could be you, who's feeling like either you're feeling a little bit tied up, maybe you don't have enough, you don't know if you have the bandwidth for a romantic relationship. You don't know if you have the scheduling room. Maybe they don't know if they have the scheduling room. This could represent a lot of different things, but I don't think it's going to factor in really at all. Like, it's not going to change the outcome, which is that this is fast moving energy and it's coming in and it's going to bring stability and soulmate energy. I just think that could be a variable that plays out. Like, someone has nervousness, maybe it's hard to get together because maybe they're tied up, in a contract or something. Like, if that makes sense for you, you may be like, yes, that's my person. They're in a contract overseas and I can't wait to see them. So then that's your confirmation that this is about them and that this energy will be shifting in the future timeline. Because there's an offer of love here. It's undeniable. We have hearts, 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 hearts. All over the dang place. And you have storm warning coming up with card 10. So I'm going to get a clarifier for that to find out, like, what's the context of that. What could we clarify with? Yeah, let's do Prism Oracle. Clarifying card 10, storm warning, and what context. Was it something that just passed? Something they're going to come up against? Peace, yeah. Okay, so I wouldn't be concerned about that at all. Whatever happens, it's quite possible that with the energy gaining momentum and this fast-moving energy and the new start coming, that this contains some sort of situation that might require navigating, like a storm. Like, there's no real danger in storm if you're safe and you take cover, right? You just have to navigate it. You got to make sure you're somewhere with shelter. You got to make sure you ride it out. You got to make sure you have supplies. But you got peace to clarify it. So it's not something, excuse me, guys. It's not something that's going to end negatively at all. It's going to bring a peaceful energy after, like, the calm after the storm, so to speak. It's possible it could bring you closer together. It could just be something on the horizon to be aware of in this situation. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's see if there's anything that we need to surrender to allow this love to come in, or to fully bloom if it's already here. So if you are talking to someone new, this is definitely, and this is resonating for you, this is going to become something more. The energy is gaining momentum. There's going to be a love offer. It's going to lead to Four of Wands, stability, which is the happy home, marriage card. It's going to have 4 legs under it, 4 wands under that table. It's going to be steady. It's a soulmate. You are good enough. Ooh. Surrender resentments. Okay, so that's making sense, because I feel like either something happened with this particular person before, if they're coming back around, or you're in a relationship with them, or maybe you started talking and then you stopped talking for some reason. Maybe they ghosted you and then they explained, or something like this. Or surrendering resentments from past relationships, that moving on after, moving on from something. Okay, we're going to stop harping on that. But anyways, whatever this past thing is that you're moving on from, with this To the Sea card, where you're in your boat and you're traveling away from something onto a new land, and you've set your compass somewhere else and you're looking for the next place you're going to land. This card is suggesting, if this relates to you, you may not have anything in mind at all, in which case don't worry about it. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings, and keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. So take that if it resonates, especially if the all tied up maybe, and the envy was resonating. If it, like, sometimes in divorce, these things can come up, especially if the other person moves on really quickly. It can be extremely painful to see that when you're still dissolving, a long-term relationship. But the message here is very positive for you, for your love life. Like, buckle up is what I'm hearing. Because this horse is out to trot. The star, yeah. So the star coming in. So again, healing going on here with this Solitude card. Archangel Jophiel, a dream come true. Believe in yourself, the end of a difficult situation. I feel like this card comes out a lot. So the end of a difficult situation, again, reiterating this, moving on from something. The new start is coming card that we got. The reading is very clear. Pile 1, you're coming out of something, and you are either you're starting to see it, like the showings of something starting to bud because there's someone in your orbit, or you haven't met them yet, but this is coming down your timeline. An offer of love, fast-moving energies, soulmate, a new start, bringing in a lot of peace after difficult times, after a lot of storms, releasing resentments, coming out of this time of stillness and aloneness and healing, and moving into a wishes fulfilled time, and really understanding that you are enough. You are worthy of a beautiful relationship. You are worthy of a beautiful love. And I'm going to get you a message here from Spirit Guides message card to close out the reading. But wow, that's a pop. Most people would, oh, you got 3. Come on. Let's go again. 1 card, please. 1 card, please. Hands. Yeah, this is a very positive. If you're looking for love, you're in the right place. It's coming swiftly. I would say swift to me as a reader. I keep seeing 3 months, like, on the outside. It could be much faster. For some of you, it's here on your literal doorstep. Like, you already been on a couple dates, you're already talking, or they're like, you're about to meet them this week, or it's somebody who you know who's already in your field, a colleague, the mailman, somebody who works at the coffee shop, your neighbor, like, this is if you're single, okay? Don't get me in trouble here. Assuming you're single if you're here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this card, if you got this message before, then, because this card comes out with this star card. If your mindset is fixed, try to free yourself from that. Rise above it. Don't place limitations on what you think you can achieve, and don't stand in your own way. Allow yourself to flourish in all ways and welcome abundance in all forms into your life. Like these beautiful roses that I bought for myself at the grocery store because they were stunning. Allow yourself to flourish like these blooming roses. And don't place limitations. So if it's possible, because this is a love reading, that you've placed limitations on your own self that maybe you're not even aware that you did. Like, oh, I'm too old to date. I have kids. No one's going to want me. There's no good people around. I'm too I'm too, my ex told me I was this. I'm too wild. I'm too passive. I'm too, it's crazy the things that we pick up that are limiting, that are limiting us. I just feel like there's like one more message for you here. That's why I'm like kind of hesitating to close this out. I'm just scanning my cards and I do keep seeing this one, which I wouldn't think is going to give me a good final message because they're very general, but let's see. Final message for pile 1 on what is coming up in their love life. What's next in love? Couldn't think of the title of the video for a second there. What's next in love for pile 1? This card is highlighted to me. Pleasure. Oh, love that for you. Love that for you. Wow. A deer here, a meadow, the moon. This is like a starry, magical kind of enchanted garden landscape. Horses and deer could be signs for you because they're both kind of like similar. Like you could resonate with the deer and they could resonate with a horse. They're like both similar shapes. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Oh my God. One random hiccups. I've never had hiccups in a reading. Does one of you have hiccups? If you have hiccups, this is something here for you because I just picked right up on your energy. And again, penguins, doves could be a sign too. But yeah, a lot of pleasure going to be coming in with this fast-moving romantic offer here that we're discussing. It's not, and there's something about you associating this Four of Wands, Foundation and Achievements and Happy Family card with lack of pleasure. It's almost like because of what you've been through or what you've witnessed or what's been modeled for you, you're somehow associating stability with boring, or stability with things get muted, or stability with things become stale. Does this make sense? So if that's resonating for someone, this relationship is not going to be like this. This is going to be exciting, but also secure. It's going to bring a lot of pleasure. You're going to feel connected with the soulmates card. You're going to be able to navigate the storms of life, because whatever you feel about a storm warning card, that's life, right? The storm is coming. Some way, somehow, it's part of the nature of this world, right? It's how we navigate the storm. Do we, some people chase storms. Some people love storms. Like, there's beauty and growth and expansion and adventure to be had in everything. So yeah, I'm going to close out your reading. I really enjoyed this. It was beautiful. It was multi-layered. There was depth. It's very, very positive, very positive. I hope that you got what you came here for. I would love it if you commented or put a like or whatever you feel resonate, whatever you feel resonated. If you feel something resonated, if whatever you feel drawn to do to connect with the reading, I would love that. If you were drawn to another pile, feel free to go there and I'll meet you there. And if not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Be well. Hello, pile 2. You have the Queen of Voices, which is the Queen of Swords, and this really cool Moonstone Hamza. I get very specific energy from this pile. So this could be you, your energy, or this could be an energy that's within you that you haven't really activated yet. But I get that very boss bee energy. I get a Anna Wintour, Miranda in Devil Wears Prada, obviously the card's giving that too, but I'm getting that energy. I'm just getting someone who's very cuts through the BS, a truth speaker, a truth sayer, somebody who knows their own mind, somebody who sees very clearly, can read people, who doesn't mince their words, who's very clear cut. So this could be your energy, or this could be the energy of someone who's coming in or who you're asking about on our What's Next in Love reading. I'm going to start with these. I started with this for pile 1 and I liked it. Oh, so let's find out what's going on in love. What's happening next in love for you? Oh, and I'm not taking reversals in this reading. Just letting you know now. The answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini, and conclusions are within reach. Wow. Okay. Very interesting how both of those came out. The answers you need are coming and conclusions are within reach, which is really another way of saying this will all work out, this will all be sorted out, this was going to make sense shortly. So this could be, for some of you, a no contact situation. This isn't really like a what are they feeling. This is really like what's next in love. But you could currently be in some sort of twin flame journey if you resonate with that, because we do have the Gemini card, which is the twins. Not like twin flames necessarily, but it is the twin card. So I'm getting twins with that. That's for like a 20% of you. I wouldn't even say that much, maybe 10% of you. Here could be like one person, really, depending on how many people pick this pile. But for everybody else, if it's not a twin flame journey, I'm getting that Gemini could be in your chart or their chart, or because Gemini is an air sign and we have the Queen of Voices, which is the Queen of Swords, which is an air sign. So the air element. But something, oh, it's 2 full moons, and I just saw that. Yeah, full moon, full moon. So something's coming to fruition and completion. Something will be manifesting soon. So if you don't currently have a situation where you're like not speaking to someone or hoping to speak to someone or hoping something, comes out clearly, then I would say you're, in terms of what's next in love, if you're asking about love and asking where is love, I see this manifesting for you soon, because you have 2 full moons indicating that something is going to be coming to its fullest form, its fullest fruition. It's going to be appearing full, in your world. So let's see what else comes out here. So what's next in love for pile 2? TikTok. Okay, so timing could be a factor. I am going to take this one. And why? Okay. So if you're not resonating with this pile, I would pick another pile, because there's clearly a pre-existing situation here. Pile 1 was very like new, something kind of new coming in. They had a new start. I have not got this card in so long, the why. And you have the answers you need are coming. You literally have a card that says why. You have a question. And then you literally have a card that says the answer. It's like absolutely wild. And then with the TikTok, even this circle here with the clock and the circle with the air balloon, it's giving these 2 full moons again. And it's also kind of giving the doubles with the twin. It's very strong energy here. I felt that when I even pulled this an initial card. So let's continue figuring this out for you here, because I have no idea what's going on. I feel like you know more what's going on than I know what's going on, but I feel like you also don't have answers. So you're also like, what is going on? So we're all like, what is going on? Because it's a very unusual love reading energy. It's like a very specific situation. And I feel like that's why you've come for answers. That's why you're looking for the answers. But then I'm like reading this like, this is unusual. What's going on? We are all wanting answers here, friend. Okay? Everybody here wants answers. Oh, I'm not going to get this one yet, but we're getting them. If anyone's going to get them, it's going to be me, because I'm tenacious freaking T. But I don't know. My name doesn't start with T. Yours could. Tenacious D could be something for you if you like that. Base chakra, if you like that. Artist. I think that's an artist. Obstacles and challenges. Yeah. No kidding. Okay. One more from this deck. So feeling like something, your stability has been shaken. There's some sort of sense of security. But this is a love reading. And there's been obstacles and challenges. And you have questions, my friend. You have questions. Recognition and reward. 3 of Wands. Okay. Let's get more. Let's get more. Let's get as much as we can pile onto this. Whoa. 4th chakra. Okay, you have 2 chakra cards coming up. So this is your heart. Okay, so keep an open heart is the one message I'm getting. Because you may be like, feeling the rage, feeling the resentment, feeling the pain, feeling the frustration, which is all natural. But come back to your open heart if you can. Which I feel like you would anyway. The thinking woman, yeah. That's wild. That's wild you got the thinking woman, because you have the Queen of Swords. I think this is the Queen of Swords card in this deck. you're thinking. You could be an air sign, you could be a Virgo. Virgo came up in pile 1 because I don't know why I'm a Virgo. We overthink like for the like in the Olympics. It's a sport for us. But there's a lot of air here with Gemini, Queen of Swords, the thinking woman, the why. You want answers. So one message is come down out of your head, back into your heart, and a lot will be soothed because there's a part of you that knows in your heart what it knows because you're going to receive that information from the field about the truth of the situation, about what's going on, about these answers that you want. And then when you go into your head is very helpful. Your head can still access frequencies and things like this. But how do I put this? I'm just seeing that the information that passes through the mind is much more varied. It's not as grounded, right? So it's picking up everything potentially that's there. Did this happen? Did that happen? What about that? Maybe it's this, maybe it's this, maybe it's this. When you ground into your heart, it's a more secure, rooted, anchored knowing that's coming from the heart field, which is not so vast and varied. It's more, it's like choosing from, a bag full of marbles where there's 1,000 different marbles and you're looking for the green one and they're all different colors. That's like the mind. And then the heart's like choosing from a bag of marbles that only has one marble and it's green. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm seeing. Where are we going next here? I do want to get this for you. Okay, let's get the Angel Tarot. What is next in love for pile 2? Obviously some answers are going to be coming because they're really in their head about this, trying to figure this out. It's funny that this says conclusions are within reach and this TikTok card literally has hands reaching for the clock. I don't know if do you feel like time's a factor for some reason, like you need answers because of something else and it hasn't been coming, but I see that it will be. But what is this all? This must just be, I'm going to say, what does this all have to do with love? This obviously must be regarding your person that you're asking about. So I don't feel like this is a new thing. Maybe you're not together. You're either in separation, like I said. This is someone that you were with before and aren't. This is someone you're with currently, but there's been some sort of situation that's occurred that you have a lot of questions about. I don't know what the recognition and reward has to do with anything. Part of me is seeing that if you, for example, I don't love to say this, but this is what's coming through, so let me just say it. If it's a no contact situation, and part of you wants to reach out and say like, how dare you, and this is disrespectful and blah, 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 blah. But depending on the situation, because it could be that the situation calls for that, right? But if it's a situation where you just don't have answers, you don't have clarity, you don't know what's going on, part of me sees that there will be some sort of recognition or reward, which I feel like are not quite the right words, but I feel like it will be to your benefit to keep a cool head, which I feel like you are, because I just get your energy is very cool. Because I do feel like there's some reasonable explanation for what's going on. And I feel like if you give this person the benefit of the doubt and extend grace, you will be rewarded for that. Does that make sense? But it's not like it's a reward. It's just that it's like good karma. It's just that the situation is just that grace is required. And if you are able to extend that grace, I feel like it will be worth it. Like you will get the answer and it will also possibly bring you closer together with this person if that's what you're wanting. For some of you, you're not wanting that. You just want answers, but you don't want to be back with them. But for some of you, you do want to continue with them. But for some of you, you just want answers, but then you want to move on to something else. because it's not for you. You'll have to know which one that is. Okay, so King of Cups coming out here. King of Raphael, warm. Yeah, this is what I kind of get for your person. Warm, generous, honorable, refined. Yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once, follow your creative passions. So for some of you, you're asking about a King of Cups type person. And that could be why you're very confused, because this person's super giving, super well communicating, super emotionally intelligent, and then either something happened or there's a no contact situation. But like, people go through things, right? There could have been a death in the family, God forbid. They could be ill. There could be some technological issue that happened with their phone. And the reason why I don't like to say these things is because there's a lot of things out there that are like, if he wanted to, he would, or if she wanted to, she would, or if you're not hearing anything, that's your answer. It's just not always the case, guys. It just isn't. It isn't. I've had friends who, their SIM card broke, their phone screen cracked, and they're, far away from home. They're on a trip, they're traveling. Like, these things do happen. They become ill and they're just like unable to, they're in the hospital, God forbid. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, things do happen where we go into no contact situations and they are explained later. And then you'll think, oh my gosh, thank goodness I didn't, send off a big long text. And if you did, that's okay. You can always send another one and say, sorry, I was in my feelings. I hope all is well. Because at the end of the day, if you're not going to hear from the person, then you're not going to hear from them, right? Regardless of what you say. But if you are going to hear from the person, you might not want to burn that bridge. I always put myself in that situation. If something like that happened to me, how would I want the people in my life to react? Would I want to come back to my phone? Like, for example, when I had my daughter, it was an emergency C-section and I had to rush to the hospital and I didn't have my phone charger and my phone died out, obviously. As soon as you get into a hospital, for some reason, I don't know what it does, but it just like circles. But after 3 days, I definitely had no charge. And I came out of the hospital, finally got my phone charged, and it was a very traumatic situation for me. If you've ever had an emergency, anything involving especially childbirth, because now I was a new mom and blah, 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 blah. And anyways, very trying. And when I charged up my phone, I had like a bunch of really nasty texts from people. And I was like, listen, I just like saw my life and my daughter's life flash before my eyes. It kind of shows you who, I was in the hell, literal hell I felt on earth for 3 days because of some complications that happened and things like this. And to come out of that and see my phone with all these messages like, how dare you? Why would you ghost me? Blah, blah, blah. Like, just things from friends and family who were like, they were concerned about what was going on, but they didn't know the circumstances. Nobody did, because I was 1 minute shopping at Target and the next minute, in the operating room for 72 hours, basically, give or take, right? Like, coming in and out. So life does happen, is what I'm saying. I just don't want to give false hope to people, but I also don't want to be one of those people who's like, if they would, wanted to, like, you know what I mean? Like, life happens, and sometimes people cannot contact for a period of time. If it's been like, months or years, I don't know. I don't know about that. Like, if they're still here on the earth, I'm not sure what their reason would be. Unless that's like a different no contact where that, you're not speaking, you just wish you were type thing. But I'm talking about like if this is like a ghosting situation. All right, we're getting off of that because I'm going on a tangent. But yeah, I am getting that this is possibly the person that you're asking about, because it's a very different energy from you, or you can reverse it. This Queen of Swords energy could be the person you're asking about, a Queen or King of Swords, someone who's an air sign, very in their head, likes to do a lot of analyzing, thinking, and you could resonate with King or Queen of Cups, very thoughtful, generous, warm, because Cups and air is like a very different energy, but it doesn't mean you're not compatible. Of course, any sign can be compatible, but just take, that one's jumping off, take it, whatever. A knight coming in here. Wow, I have never got this card, I don't think. I don't even remember this image. Knight of Ariel, trustworthy, understanding, devoted, funny. There's much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan, being watched over by someone kind. Okay, so the Knight of Ariel, this is the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. We talked about him him or her in pile 1. But I see that, yeah, being watched over by someone kind. So you could have like ancestors or angels that you resonate with. It could be that someone's kind of looking out for you in this situation, like a brother or a father or a friend or something like this. For some of you, the TikTok, like there's something going on, like with this make a very detailed plan, there's much to accomplish. Maybe you're moving or something like this, which is kind of complicating the situation. It could be that you're leaving this relationship that you have the whys about. It could be that like the relationship ended suddenly and you don't have a lot of answers, but there's people who are going to be there to support you. This could be the person, a Knight of Pentacles. This would be an earth sign. I'm not like super getting that, but it's interesting. You have the Knight, the Queen, and the King. So it's possible that there's either like someone else who, like, remember we talked about, I said if you don't want this specific person back, you just want answers. It could be that there's this King and Knight energy. Either one of them's them, or this is the new love coming in. Let's get some clarity on that. Can we clarify the Knight of Ariel? Let me just use these. Is it like love, or is it new love? Yeah, like I'm getting like it could be like a friend in your peripheral who maybe you didn't see romantically, but after this pans out, whatever, like they help you with the move, they help you get through the divorce, they help you through this trying time, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what, actually this person has been there for me more than this other person who I'm thinking about, and you start to see them romantically. Cleanse. Okay, that didn't really help. That did not help. That's a good message for you if you need to release maybe some things, detox from a situation. Consciousness. Yeah, these aren't helping me at all. Okay. Let's just get this deck. Anything else for pile 2 about what's next in love? Because I feel like we're very much like in this current energy. And I just like to give them a little bit more about like the future and what to expect. Sustainability and introspection. It's so funny because you had the consciousness card, which is very similar. See, with like these chakras and then these circles here. And card 44 with sustainability. And you have the base chakra. I feel like you're going to be moving out of this kind of difficult, trying, challenging, confusing energy into a more secure energy. That's for sure, because you have base chakra, which is foundation, security, and you have sustainability, which is like this rooted, grounded. Things can be, regrown, reworked. Things are, it's self-sustaining. You're not always feeling like there's lack. You're not always feeling like it's breadcrumbs. You're not always feeling like you're trying to catch your tail, and then this introspection with the consciousness and the cleanse. I feel like you're going to be going through a period of reflection, basically, with the cleanse card and the consciousness card, bringing more conscious awareness, introspection, self-reflection into the situation. I feel like you do that a lot. Like I feel like you've already done that with the thinking woman and being the Queen of Swords. I just feel like we're missing something. Let's get this deck. More information, please, for what's next in love for Voyage. Okay. Were you anticipating that? And you flow with the cleanse on the back. So for some of you, this could require travel. You could be moving, because I see the smaller whale here with the larger whale. You could have children involved or something, someone you're bringing with you, this Knight of Ariel. Because for some, just for like one of you, I see this as like the partner you're asking about, either whether the relationship is ending or the person you're asking about that you're trying to bring in, that you're like, what happened, no contact. And then there's like, you have a teenage son or something like this with this Knight of Ariel, because it's like this devoted, trustworthy, someone watching you out. That's just a message for someone. So then with this Voyage card, it's like the two of you are leaving and traveling. You're either leaving to go find this person, meet this person, be with this person. Maybe they're like overseas or something, or, you know, you're in long distance. Or you're packing up and leaving if you are aware of that. You'll be aware of whatever situation, like whichever side of that you're on. I'm not telling you if you're in a happy marriage, I'm not at all saying you're going to be packing up and leaving with your kids. That's not the case at all. I'm saying if you're already in a situation where you're on your path to walking away for whatever reason, then that could be confirmation of what you're doing. Or if you're like, no, this person I'm asking about, I want to be with, I just have questions or things have happened or I'm waiting on things, and if they're at a distance from you, it shows you either be traveling to either see them or meet up with them or be with them. So let's get a final spirit card for you. Very interesting reading. I'm not surprised this came out with, I mean, I am surprised that this came out because it's a very unusual love reading, but I'm not surprised it came out with that Queen of Swords card because it's just such a unique energy. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is so for you. Final message for you. Don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and grow. It's necessary to experience difficult times. That is when you will grow the most. There is always a light at the end of the tunnel, and be proud of your journey. And you have voyage. Yeah, you're on your path. You're going through something. You're transversing something. It clearly has to do with love. You're either moving out of a love that is no longer serving you towards a new love, towards perhaps more self-love, or you're moving towards this love that leaving your heart chakra open is going to, and this recognition and reward, when you get these answers, it's going to finally bloom and blossom and be able to move forward. It's possible you have messages in pile 1 because there is some connection to that. It's come up a couple times. You could be like, pile 1 could be your future, if that makes sense. That could be coming down the timeline for you when this situation you're currently in resolves. But I am going to close off your reading there. I hope that was helpful. I hope you found something that resonated and gave you clarity. If something resonated, feel free to give it a like. I would love that. Leave a comment on all that jazz. If you are going to another, because I love hearing your guys' story. Sorry. I love hearing what's going on with you guys. I think it's just like absolute magic to see the connections. But you do whatever you're comfortable with. Thank you either way just for being here. If you are going to another group, then I will see you in that pile. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hello, pile 3. You chose the Tower card 16 and this cloud crystal. But let me say, y'all are unique individuals because I'm always like, who would pick the Tower card in a love reading? I would. But I think differently. So you must think differently. So I love that about you. If you were not afraid to pick the Tower card in a love reading, then you are an open-minded soul. You might like some adventure. You might like change. Maybe a Tower moment happened that was regarding love, so you want to see what's going to happen with that. So let's find out for you what's next in love for pile 3, please. And just take what resonates, okay? It's a general reading, but I do have a feeling yours will be fairly specific because I don't think a lot of people would pick this pile. So I should be able to tune into the energy a little more specifically than when a lot of people pick the pile, and I have to keep it kind of general. What's going on for, okay. A fiery climax approaches, okay, I'm not surprised with the Tower card. And be bold and make the first move. Nice. Okay. And I'm not taking reversals in this reading. I'm just letting you guys know now. Okay. What's next in love? And, oh, Aries coming up here. Full moon in Aries. Truth be told. Okay. And card 14 coming up. Whoa! And a change in the wind. Okay, wow. So much going on here. I love this. Okay. Change in the wind. Truth be told. Fiery climax approaches. Be bold to make the first move. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, so you could be in Aries, or that you could have Aries in your chart, or the person you're asking about, or the person who's coming in could be in Aries, whether you've met them or not. Or that could have nothing to do with anything. It could just be, excuse me, like hot fiery energy coming in, something very powerful, like a kabam, like the lightning here in the Tower. So, I mean, in the love reading, I would take the Tower as very positive. Like, this could be life-changing. Like, someone just comes in and kind of, oh yeah, a change in the wind. It kind of crumbles down, you know, your current situation. If you're like just living your life la-di-da, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, I'm moving in with this person, whoa, I'm moving abroad with this person, whoa, like I'm having kids with this person, whoa, like you know, it could be like that. Maybe that's the type of love you're looking for. Throat chakra. Okay, so you have truth be told with the throat chakra. So I wonder if something needs to be expressed or is going to be expressed here. Be bold and make the first move. You might know this person. If you're asking about someone that you know, I would say their energy, like that energy is definitely here. For some of you with the truth be told, the throat chakra, and the be bold and make the first move, and the fiery climax in the Tower, and the change in the wind, this could be like your best friend, like your best, you know, friend who's the opposite sex, or your best friend who's the same sex, if that's what you resonate with. It doesn't matter, but your best person in your life who you currently don't see romantically, but maybe you both do see each other romantically, but no one wants to say it and be bold to make the first move. No one wants to express that truth. That's one scenario I see. Like two people just bit-bobbing along, thinking they're just going to be friends for life, or co-workers, or you have some sort of thing going on, but no one's kind of like stepped across that line into romance. And then I see either you making the first move or them, and activating your throat chakra, and it just being like, bam, lightning strikes, and in a good way. And this comes to a head, and it results in this change in your relationship. So that's the message for someone with what's out here already. If you haven't met this person, what was that just... Oh, a lot came out here. Okay, hold on. Let me get... I don't have nails on. Actually, that should make it easier. Okay, power. So the strength card coming out, authority, the emperor card, and shadow, the moon card coming out. All right, where do we want all these? Okay, so with the shadow card, like I said, I'm seeing that there's something that's not been said. There's something that's not... Like, either you, like, suspect this person kind of has feelings for you, or you have feelings for the person, but they would never suspect, because maybe you both act kind of, like, opposite to how you're truly feeling, because you get nervous, or you don't want to let on. So there's some factor here regarding your love that is unseen, that you don't currently see, because the moon energy is the unknowable, the unseen, the unclear. And then we have this Leo energy coming in here with the strength card, which is the power card in this deck. So there could be Leo energy here, but I also see this with the be bold, this taking action, this strength, this using courage, this being brave. And then authority with the emperor card. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. They could be, like I said, an Aries. I think the emperor card is related to Aries. Sometimes I get those confused. Let's keep seeing here. What do I want to get? Okay. I'm not really getting authority card for you, so it has to be either an outside factor or their energy. 9 of Ariel, your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to success, a love for the beautiful things in life. I feel like that's your energy. She's got a rainbow here with a unicorn. Your dreams are fulfilled. I'm seeing Taurus too. I don't know why it doesn't matter the signs, but just if it resonates for you, this could be confirmation. Okay, this came out in pile 2. King of Raphael, warm, generous, honorable, refined. Yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once and follow your creative passion. So if you were asking about if this person is trustworthy, you have the king and you have the emperor card. The emperor is very like authoritative. They know what they're doing. They're the leader. a little bit more like, I would say, reserved than like the King of Cups energy here that's coming out with the King of Raphael. So let's see what you would need to surrender with the surrender deck in order to bring this love in. If there's anything kind of blocking you or holding you back. Surrender the drama. Interesting. This doesn't come up often. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. Okay, so there is some like issue here, because I am getting that a little bit with the Emperor card, like, and the Aries, like a little bit of, like with the Ram, a little bit of stubborn energy, and then the Taurus coming up. Change in the wind. Okay, so if it's not the situation where it's a friend or a coworker or something and you have feelings, then the other completely different situation is that this is a situation where you may be currently unhappy in your current situation. And you need to speak your truth, throat chakra, truth be told, be bold, and make the first move towards maybe stepping out of this connection if it's no longer serving you. The Tower being something crumbling down in order to build something anew. And then the change in the wind with the Authority, with Emperor, and the surrender the drama. That could be another thing. Calling on your strength, calling on your King or Queen of Raphael energy, warm, generous, honorable, refined. This could be someone who's coming in who's quite opposite of and maybe an Emperor who you're dealing with. Someone you can trust, someone who's warm and generous, not reserved and cold. I'm not saying emperors are reserved and cold, just saying that's the energy that I'm picking up here. And then with this fiery climax approaches, if that is the case, I see this current situation you're in kind of coming to a head, and you laying down your sword, laying down the drama and saying, okay, truce, I just want this to be over. I just want out of this. I just want to walk away. I want the tower to crumble so that I can build anew. So if that's the case, let's find out what's coming next in love, if that's the situation you're resonating with, because that sounds like you're leaving a situation. And maybe that's enough for you. Maybe you're like, no, I want out of this situation. I'm not really looking for new love if it's not the person who's already in your field, like we brought up at the beginning. If that is the situation, there could be like an authoritative figure somehow factoring into this, and it's like maybe like a parent or something, or just someone, or maybe like work. It's a work relationship and they don't agree, and they don't want people dating in the workplace or whatever. I don't know the rules for that. But no matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm. Don't contribute or add to the drama. Stay centered, and the situation will resolve here with this climax coming in. Definitely speak your truth, whichever it is, which is whether it's moving towards someone in a connection that you're interested in, or whether it's moving away from someone if a connection has run its course. But something's going to change here because you have the change in the wind. But it does say that it's going to require you to make the first move in either case, which I'm not sure if you expected or are happy to hear that. I like making the first move on things because I like feeling like my life's in my own control. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to wait on anybody else. If I like you, I'm going to tell you. If I want out of a situation, I'm going to tell you. But things are not always that simple, right? So there's lots of factors involved in things, especially if it's a legal situation and you're in a marriage with kids, and it could be way more complicated. But you may have to initiate what you want, whether that's what's in the reading. You do whatever you want, but I'm just saying that's what the reading that you've come to is indicating, that you may have to be the one to get this ball rolling on whichever situation you're resonating with, either the new love or the leaving a connection that's run its course. Transformation, yeah. Change in the wind and transformation. Very transformative energy here. This could have a lot to do with self-love. This could have a lot to do with putting yourself on the pedestal and saying, I deserve this. I love myself so much. I am worthy that I'm not going to accept this situation, or I love myself so much that I want to be happy and I want to come out of my cocoon and live my best life. And if I feel drawn to this person, I'm going to communicate that to them and see where it goes. Let's get you a couple prism cards here. Messages for pile 3, please. What's next in love for them? Yeah, I'm just seeing with this Emperor card, I just see someone saying no. So you may have to find a way around that. Can we clarify the Emperor with this? I just feel like it's unsettled there in the corner. Also, I'd like to clarify that King of Raphael. Like, who is this person? Is this a new person? So this is clarifying the Emperor. Oh, trust. Okay, and then you have the... Where did you have the trust card? Oh, no, yeah, the King of Raphael, safe to trust. Interesting, but that was clarifying the Emperor. I didn't expect that. I don't know why. Because this particular visual is very, like, intimidating. So I wonder if this person is very intimidating. But you can trust yourself and potentially, if you feel you can trust this person. Like, I would trust an Emperor, absolutely. They're the leader, right? And they're the leader for a reason. Okay, let's clarify the King of Raphael. Maybe this will make more sense. Because the King of Raphael card says, yes, it is safe to trust. So it's possible that's just the energy of the King of Raphael coming in to the reading to say, it's safe to trust this situation if you feel that you want to. If you want out of this situation, then I'm not sure what that's relating to. Maybe just trust that this person's going to... you know, also not play into the drama and allow for a healthy, what's it called? When you're redistribution, you know, of assets and a healthy, amicable separation, basically. Maybe trusting that they're going to be fair. Sadness for the King of Raphael. I feel like you know what that means. It's possible there was another person here. Maybe someone passed on or something didn't work out. This could be an ancestor or a guide on the other side who was a water sign maybe coming through. Because you feel sadness a little bit about them. Like there was a loss I'm seeing. Could be a relationship that didn't work out. So for some of you, I'm seeing, like, for example, you were married and it was the love of your life and it was this King of Raphael, and either you divorced or they passed on. And now you have a new situation here, like a new love interest, and they're like an Emperor energy, which is a little bit more reserved. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this pile. I thought not many people would pick this. But there are 2 to 3 scenarios going on here. So just bear with me. Just take what resonates for you, okay, as I jump to the different scenarios. Because they're very different scenarios. It's not like, usually it's like, oh, it could be this or it could be that. This is like scenario 1, 2, or 3. I am seeing that this truth needs to be said. I feel like nothing can really move forward to this climax and the change and the transformation unless the throat chakra is activated and someone says what needs to be said, which I feel like in this case is probably you. You know, speak your feelings, speak your needs, speak your desires, speak your concerns. Try to come to some sort of, whether it's welcoming in a new love or trying to resolve something or reconcile or trying to dissolve something. All of those are going to require communication and you speaking up for what you want and need and desire in the situation. Which is why you have this strength card, because it takes courage to do all of those things. It takes courage to approach someone that you don't know how they're feeling. It takes courage to approach someone that you've been with for many years and tell them you're not happy. All of this will take strength, and you have that within you with the shadow card here. You have the light and the dark aspects. We all do. Okay. So first coming out here, 26 Neptune Vision, okay. And Vesta Hearth, okay, card 32. So the Hearth card always gives me like warmth, care, like sitting by the fire and contemplating, being warm, being cozy. It's like a safe place. I take it like a refuge. So I'm not sure where that falls into this, but I feel like you It could be this King of Raphael person who is either, on Earth or in the etheric realm. Finding this comfort where you can during this situation. It could be that this person is your comfort. That you feel that warm feeling with them. You feel safe with them. Or it could be that you need to find that, or you're looking for that. And the Neptune vision. Yeah, Neptune, interesting with the Triton here. And this King of Raphael card has the same Triton. I don't know if you can see that. So there's like some sort of water energy influencing this. It could be you. You could be the King of Raphael. You could be sad, the king or queen. You could be a water sign or have very emotional energy right now with the vision and this transformation. I feel like you have to have vision for what you want to create here and where you're going. And stay focused. Don't get pulled into the drama. Stay focused on speaking your truth, making the changes and transformation that needs to happen, allowing the tower to fall, and then rebuilding where you need to build. It could be you need to harness your Emperor energy here and be the leader, because it has your dreams are fulfilled, and a dream is a vision, and you have this vision card. Okay, I'm going to get you a final message. I'm not getting much more here from this, so I'm going to wrap it up. I wish I could get you more, but I trust that you heard whatever you needed to hear. I would say the biggest takeaways are basically that a change is coming. You're transforming, and you're going to need to be the one to initiate this. Or you're not going to, I hate saying that because it's like you can do whatever you want, like I said, but it's being recommended that you be bold. Harness your strength, your courage, express yourself, tell the truth about the situation, whatever it is. You want to be with this person, you don't want to be with this, you're concerned, you're whatever. And basically let it play out, because the momentum's already in play. So the lightning is going to strike, the tower is going to fall, whatever is built on a poor foundation, you're going to rebuild with this transformation. It's all positive. You're going to surrender the drama, and your dreams are going to be fulfilled. What you want here is going to come to pass, but do you know what you want? What is your vision? I would definitely start with that, because sometimes we're very clear on what we don't want. Like, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, but it's like, well, but what do we want to do? Do we want to move out? Do we want to break up? Do we want to try and fix it? Like sometimes it's unclear, or we think, oh, I really like this person, but it's like, but what do you want? And you kind of sit on the fence. Should we be friends? Should we not? Blah, blah, blah. And you kind of go back and forth, and the person can feel your energy pushing and pulling. And because you might not even know what you want. Do you want this to be romantic? Do you want to just have a deeper friendship? So I would start with your vision, and then express yourself and make the first move if you feel comfortable, and then welcome and allow the changes and the shifts and the transformation that's going to occur from you shifting onto a new timeline. Because when you put your foot on the gas and you steer the wheel, you're going to go somewhere. Things are going to change. Energy is going to move. And that's what we want, right? We want evolution. We want progress. We want success. We want results. We want fulfillment. We want to see the power of our ability to manifest in our own lives, right? Final message for pile. We want to move towards the things that we want, right? Final message for pile 3, please. Oh, that one shot out. Okay, I gotta get it. It's under the way over here. Okay, we got. Oh wow. Okay, pile 2. Yeah, pile 2 had this. Wow. Okay, so you may have messages in pile 2, because I don't know what other cards. Oh, they also had the King of Raphael, possibly, if you felt drawn to it. Don't lose sight of this truth. Truth be told, you came here to grow. Transformation. It is necessary to experience the difficult times. That is when you will grow the most. There is always light at the end of the tunnel, and be proud of your journey. That's such a powerful card, especially with the Tower card. So if you're struggling with something, there is light at the end of your tunnel. Be proud of everything you've done on this journey. You came here to evolve and grow. Difficult times are necessary, but the light is always there, and don't lose sight of this truth and your truth. Okay, beautiful soul. I hope you got what you needed. If you resonated with anything, feel free to comment. I love when you guys share your story and what's going on. It's really powerful to connect in that way. Like, subscribe, whatever you feel drawn to. And if you did feel a pull to another pile, then I'll see you there. And if not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Be well. Hi, pile 4. Thanks for being here. You chose the Fool card 0 with the lotus flower. The Fool card I feel like is so appropriate for love, because isn't that really what love is sometimes? Like taking a step off into the unknown, you know, that phrase, they're a fool in love, because sometimes you just have to surrender and kind of just give into the full abandonment of the experience, you know, that full feeling of not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing the outcome, but trying anyway, right? Stepping forward on the adventure anyway. That's the energy that I'm getting here. So let's find out what's next for you in love. You and your loved ones are safe. Nice. New moon in Cancer. New moon in Cancer coming up. So Cancer energy could be at play. It could be you or the person you're asking about, or a new energy coming in. It doesn't have to be. It could just be the energy of this card. And you are good enough. So this came up in pile 1. Full moon in Virgo. If you resonate with that, if you or the person you're asking about has Virgo energy, you may have never met this person, like I just said. Let's find out here. You and your loved ones are safe and you are good enough. Could be some self-love or self-worthiness issues here. Whoa, wow, look at all this coming out. A lot of green coming out here. Okay, I'm not taking reversals today. I forgot to mention that already, but I did in all the other piles. So spiritual strength coming out with card 9 and transformation. This could be read as the Hermit card, that going into your inner world, reflecting. I always take 9s as Virgo energy. And you also have the Virgo card. And transformation. So butterfly energy coming up here. She has butterfly wings here. Some sort of renewal. Okay, so let's see what this has to do with love. A lot of blue and green coming up here. Contract. Okay, so Libra energy coming in here. Attachment. Okay, card 5. I thought that said the Alchemist for a second. I'm going to get one more of these. Oh, okay, that one wanted to come out. Oh, 2 came out. Patience and Door to Romance. Okay. Thank you for that. I love when the romance cards come out in the romance readings. Okay. Lot going on here. Let's just keep getting the cards. If you're seeing anything that resonates, then you know you're in the right place. Yeah, patience and spiritual strength really linking up for me here. That feeling of like, I'm going to persevere, I'm going to stay the course, I'm going to lean on my inner strength and see this through. It takes a lot of spiritual strength and patience to be in a Fool energy sometimes, because you may feel like, here we go again, trying this again, stepping off this cliff again and seeing if I'm going to fall, you know? A change in the wind and you have transformation. Okay, so change energy coming here, and imagine coming in here, which is like the moon energy, I think, in this deck with the moon here, card 20. Okay, we're gonna get a few more cards here. Usually I start reading by now, but I just feel for your guys' spread that I should get everything out. Okay, I'm gonna take these 3 how they came out, like that. Okay, so first we have the King of Gabriel. Generous, inspirational, dramatic, and driven. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Leave the details to other. Experience that leads to success. Genuine concern for others. So this could be your energy or someone you're asking about or someone coming in. King of Gabriel energy. I believe that in this deck, Gabriel is King of Fire, because there's the 2 fires here. Page of Raphael, gentle, loving, dreamy, open-hearted, a new emotional situation. Okay, yeah, door to romance and messages regarding relationships, invitations, great intuitive insights. Wow, okay, we have Page, Queen, and King. Those are the 3 that came out. Queen of Michael, brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, humorous. You know exactly what to do, the benefit of experience. This actually says a time for career rather than relationships. So this could be career factoring in, because definitely this is a time for relationships, because you have door to romance and you have, excuse me, a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships. Okay, there's so much going on here. Okay, wow. I'm going to put the king and the queen together. So it's possible that there's children involved in the situation. That could be the king and the queen dynamic with the page coming in. It could be a daughter or a son or something like this. You have the contract card, so that could be a marriage situation. So this could be blending two worlds together. It could be ending a situation. That could be a factor, but it's really not reading that strongly here like it did in some of the other piles. This really seems to be about something new. Door to romance opening and a new emotional situation regarding a relationship. That's what I'm getting. And then you have you and your loved ones are safe, and a page coming up, which kind of makes me think there could be kids involved in this. Like I said, a blended family thing. And you have a king and a queen, which basically, it doesn't matter. It could be two kings, two queens, whatever floats your boat. But it's counterpart coming out here. Unusual to get a king and a queen. So I feel like this is two people who are well paired. I am getting a mature energy here. So you could have been married before. You could be more mature in your earth years. You could just have a very mature temperament. You could have a strong inner world, like I said, strong spiritual world. For some of you, this is marriage, because you have contract right beside door to romance here. And it's going to bring a change, and it's going to be transformative. And I feel like it is a risk for you. That's why you and your loved ones are safe, because you're like, do I trust this person? Like, dare I trust this person? Dare I move here? Dare we move in together? How come it's never worked out before? How come, you're not sure if you can trust yourself. If you're not sure, am I worthy enough? Am I good enough? Of course you are, right? But these are the things we ask ourselves. Let's get some more cards here. But that's what I'm getting here. What's next in love for you is I feel like either a relationship that you've currently in, or you have your sights on, or you're just in the talking phases, or you're in the dating phases, or you're fairly well along here. Because you have the Fool, which indicates like a kind of new adventure, but I see it as like a new step in a relationship that's potentially pre-existing here with the king and queen and the contract coming up. But like I said, it is going to require some transformation and change, because say you're blending two households, say you're moving in together, say you're getting married, these things require change and adjustment, and good change and adjustment and growth and evolution and growing as a couple. The attachment card, I don't see this has anything to do with you being attached to the person. I see maybe because she's chained here to like this mask. And with the transformation and the change in the wind, I wonder if there's some part of your past or with the you are good enough, some part of your journey that you maybe feel still tied to, you're attached to somehow. So let's get this, and then we'll get a surrender card to see if there's anything you need to surrender to be more open to this new situation evolving. Release, yeah. Okay, that's what we just said. Okay, so definitely something needs to be released. I wonder if you know what it is. And change, okay. Now we're just doubling down. We have change in the wind and change. And then we have release and attachment and transformation, which we just talked about. So let's get a surrender card. So what does pile 4, would it suit them to release? Surrender, the idea that you can fix someone. Interesting. I don't think this has ever come out. She has a bow and arrow here that could be relevant to you. It's time for, listen, this is very clear. It's time for a relationship to shift. That's a very key phrase. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. So I don't know if this is you, or if this is the person you're thinking about, or if this is a situation that's going to present itself, or if this is a behavior maybe that you found yourself repattern, something that you need to repattern, something that you found yourself kind of in cyclically, where you get together and all of a sudden they, present some part of aspect of themselves that you're like, oh, wow, that's not going to work for me. We need to fix this. And then you give all of yourself trying to support this person when they may not be ready to release or heal. So I don't know, you have to apply that. There's a couple different situations here where that applies. Because like I said, it could be something with you. It just could be like a tendency that you have to try to fix something and change people. It could be something that you need to shift. It could be that the person that you want to be with, there's something about them, or the situation that you, feel like if only this would change. But it is encouraging you to release your attachment to this behavior. If you don't want to be with that person, then maybe that's not the person for you. But if you do want to be with the person, we have to let people be on their own journey, right? It's hard when we're connected to them, and only take that if it's for you. You might be like, I don't do that. Then that's definitely, not your message. So don't worry about that. But if you have reflected and you're like, yeah, I can be like that. Like I'm a Virgo, we're hypercritical sometimes. I have a tendency to do that. And it's only like I'm 43 and it's only recently that I've really started to just say to myself, I accept people as they are. If it's not something that I want in my world, then that's my choice to leave and, not be in an up close relationship or friendship with this person. But otherwise, you have to accept people as they are. Otherwise, it's madness, and it's not good for the relationship. If it's not good for you, then that's not your person, right? But if it is, okay, well, we're not, those are like 7,000 cards fell out. One moment. But if it is a relationship you want to be in, and it's just some aspect that you would prefer to be different, then give it time, give it patience. Allow the person to come to that awareness on their own about what they want to change about themselves, and they will be more trusting and your relationship will be stronger. Because think of yourself, we all have faults, right? Like we all have things we wish we would change. How do you feel when someone comes right up close to you and says, hey, you really got to start eating better, or you really got to start working out, or you really got to stop being so moody, or you really got to stop, you know what I mean? Like you immediately shut down because first of all, this about yourself. We all know our own flaws, and that you're not ready to shift it. You might want to, you might pray every night to shift this thing about you, but for some reason it's very challenging to shift a behavior or something without extreme just force and discipline when our soul just isn't ready yet to adjust or evolve. And things just take time, patience. We have to learn the things, see the things, connect the dots, build the awareness, build the inner consciousness to overcome and to transform. So whether that's about you or someone that you care about or both of you, that's a message just coming up here, food for thought. More messages for pile 4 about what's next in love. Yeah, and you're not a fool. Like, I feel like people have, future. That's your North Node. I feel like this is a meaningful connection, whoever you're either asking about or this person you're going to meet next. There's some future thing here because there's like divine counterparts coming out with the king and queen, archetypes showing up. You have North Node, you have contract, door to romance, patient, attachment release, change, a new emotional situation. But yeah, you're not a fool. For some reason I see... Okay, what is going on? Yeah, what's taking this? I can't even. For some reason I see you like beating up on yourself and being like, oh, I always fall for this, or I always... But no, like you're changing, you're learning, you're growing, you're on a journey. You're not going to just come out of the womb and find the perfect partner. Some people do, but it's very rare. We all go on this process of self-exploration. What do we like? What do we not like? Learning how people are, learning about our own self. There's no reason to, don't beat up on yourself or call yourself a fool because you led with your heart and you trusted in love. That's a beautiful thing to do. Even just you adding to the frequency, like I talked about in the intro, of the collective with every time that you put your loving heart out there, even if it's not honored, even if it's not respected, even if someone didn't take care of that, you put that frequency out there. You added that pure desire to love and be loved in a completely pure way into the field. You added to the, piggy bank of love on this planet energetically, and that's the opposite of a fool. That's a warrior, and that's a selfless, loving person. Ninth house, you came out here with exploration. And square, semi-square, queen, kongs. I don't know how to say that, with tension. Okay, yeah. So with the tension and with the surrender, the idea you can fix someone. So it could be someone struggling with addiction here. You could be struggling with addiction. Could have been a past thing. There's some tension here. Like I said, it could be a marriage ending for some of you. It could be a marriage beginning. But there's something that's making you feel like apprehensive. And then you have the exploration. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about like this not being a good situation for you. I'm seeing it being something with the door to romance contract being very beneficial. I see that there is some things that you're growing together, some things that you want to release, some things that they want to release. And it's going to be getting curious about it, exploring that and expanding together as a couple and really relying on your inner world. I'm going to get you a final card here from your spirit guides. I think that's the conclusion of the reading. There's quite a bit of information in there to ponder, and I don't want to beleaguer the point. But I would say if you're currently with someone, I feel like this is the person for you. You have to know if it's a healthy relationship, but I feel like this journey is going to deepen, and you're going to grow and evolve together. And if that's not the situation, then I would maybe choose a different pile, unless there's another situation that's coming up that I said that resonated for you. Like you could be also leaving a marriage, leaving a contract because there's too much tension, releasing your attachment to this, releasing the idea that you can fix someone and starting off on a new journey. There also could be that. It just depends on where you are in this timeline. You know, it could be that, and then this king and queen partnership energy and door to romance is coming in, a new relationship, a new emotional opportunity. It could completely be that you're closing off some legal contract or long-term commitment and taking the fool's journey, stepping out on your own and welcoming in a new love. If that's the case, it is showing new love. You have door to romance in a new emotional situation. So whether it's you're saying goodbye to someone at some part of your path and welcoming in a new relationship, they definitely have love, behind door 3, whatever, in the next timeline. I'm not getting too much information on it if that's the situation. Otherwise, if this person you're already with, then I see that deepening. Like then that timeline shifts forward and you're already found that person and you're walking this path together. And if there is any tension, you're going to be getting through it, it looks like here, with just releasing this need to change people or idea that you can change people, or people do change. They just have to change in their own timeline, right? Final message here for pile 4. Okay. Message from your spirit guides. Whenever you talk to us, it never goes unheard. We hear every single word. This is your confirmation. We are assisting you, guiding you, and ensuring your wishes finally come to fruition. Be patient. You have the patient card. Everything will come together for you. Yeah, so wherever you are on this timeline, I didn't get too much into that other scenario, just because that came out, I think, in pile... I can't remember now, 1, 2, or 3, that did come out, and I didn't feel like it wanted to go that deep. So if this is about leaving a situation that's no longer serving you and moving, and like a new beginnings energy for you, check out one of those other piles if you felt drawn to another one. I can't remember which one had that theme really heavily. I feel more that this is about starting a new adventure with someone that you're either about to meet or that you're currently talking to or in a relationship with, where there's been some tension, there's been some instability, there's been some uncertainty, but it is showing that this is a counterpart situation. This is a door to romance, but that there are some changes on the horizon that could be made to strengthen this bond. And to kind of trust again, like with this Fool card, like trust this person. If you feel that that's right, you have to know what's right for you. Trust yourself to, open your heart again to a situation like this, and trust that, not everything is forever. Maybe it's just for a season of your life, and kind of like releasing that attachment to this has to be my forever person, and it has to work out or else I've failed. Like, yeah, I know that's such a strong conditioning that we grow up with in this matrix, but like, I've had to release that attachment to that idea, also because I'm divorced. So that didn't happen that way for me. But that, I see it as a progressive thing. There's these beautiful relationships that come into our life. Sometimes it's a month, sometimes it's 2 years, sometimes it's 10 years, sometimes it's forever, and I think it's just, we have to be the fool in that energy and just say, I'm open to what the universe is offering right now. I'm open to whatever adventure is waiting for me, and I trust that I will align to whatever path is best for me at the perfect timing. And when something has served its course in my life and is no longer in alignment with me, I will know, and I will be okay. And I will, love again, and I will love abundantly, and I will love infinitely. Okay, guys, I'm closing off your reading there. The information has come to a completion for me. Thank you so much for being here. If you did resonate and you want to leave a comment, I love hearing your story and connecting with you in that way, or a like or subscribe or whatever you feel compelled or drawn to do. If you're going to another pile, I will see you there. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye.